And sometimes people don't understand Mohawk, and so English, I was going to use that so that we'll understand, everybody will understand for sure, for sure. It's been said that at the beginning of the world, when the humans were allowed to live here on this land, that it became known as Turtle Island, that the Creator made us. And when He finished making us, He blew in the mouth, because He made us out of water in the dirt from the earth, and He molded it, and He made human beings. That's our great-great-grandmothers and grandfathers. And when He finished, He opened up the mouth, and He blew in there 3 times. And after the 3rd breath that He blew in their mouth, their eyes began to blink, and their arms began to move, and they began to have a mobility. And He stood them up, the men and women, and He told them, this is what I'm going to put in your head. This is your instructions. This is the way you're going to know how to live in this world called the earth, Mother Earth. And so that's the history of that. It's the original instructions of the human people. And not too many people in the world remembers anymore that. It has changed all over the world. And so we begin first by doing it this way, is that our Creator is the one who made all the universe. And the first thing I think that is important to establish is when we say Creator or the God, or there's many names all over the world that people gives to that power. But one time I heard that when one of our elders was asked long ago from a university people, what is your definition about the God or Creator? What is Creator? And he said to them, if you want to understand that, it's important, but it'll take probably a couple centuries of hard work to give a good description or definition of what the Creator is. Because he said you have to add up all the people that's living in the world, even the baby that was just born a minute ago, and you calculate it, put it down, and you add up all the animals, even the little baby animals that were just born just a couple seconds ago, and you calculate it too, and all the stars, and all the rivers, all the wind, all the birds, and everything that lives, every star that's in the sky. And after 200 years of calculating all of that, you add all of that up, and the summarization of all that life, the sacred life, is what we call Creator. That the Creator is life, and life is the Creator. So that means that we're all part of the Creator's being. All humans, all animal, everything, thunder, sun, everything. And that's how the real Indian, the old man said, is the way we answer you to the professor from the university. And I thought that that was always important to have that foremost in our mind before we do this. So when we talk about Creator, we're talking not about a human being, we're talking about something that's this great universal power that created all life from where we came. And so that's what the context I want you to know first. And so a few days ago, maybe it was a few weeks ago, my cousin called me up on the telephone, and he said they're going to have a history summit, here in Akwesasne, and we'd like to invite you to come here for it. And he said, we're trying to gather all the Mohawk people up and talk about the history. And he says, can you come? And I said, sure, I can come. Even if I was busy. I was going to erase all my calendar because I come from here. And our people here is most important than any other thing. So I would erase everything to be here. And so it was easy to come here for me. And so it's the same is true of you too, I think. Because you could have been doing many things today, but you all chose to come here. Those of you that are here today, I don't know how far you came to get here. But anyway, as we traveled to come here, one of our elders at our longhouse used to say, the Creator, when He knows we're going to go somewhere, He plows the road and He clears the road of any obstacle, so that when you and I travel on our journey to go somewhere important, there will be nothing to trip us up, there will nothing to cause us accident, but that we will arrive there safely. And so as I look today, I see you here, and I don't see nobody got broken leg or crutches or in wheelchair. Everybody looks pretty healthy. In fact, looks great, everybody. And so our Creator plowed the road for us to come here at this assembly today. And so what we see is this good many people, good group. And so what we will do, as it is our tradition of all the Haudenosaunee people, is we will put in front of us many thank yous, layers of thank you. That's the one our old people says, Ne Diotsna Ne Dalyo. I used to like to interpret that. I asked my uncle, what's that really mean, Diotsna Ne Dalyo? They like to joke, the old people. So they says that means you got Lan John and you put another Lan John on top and another Lan John on top, so you won't get cold. Ne Diotsna Ne Dalyo. That's a good image, right? That old people told us that. And I never forgot either, because they like to laugh, our old people. Anyway, that means many thank yous we will put in front of us. And many greetings to say hello, many layers. And also we use that means compassion and kindness and love. And it touches the ceiling of the layers. And then you and I, we will grab that big pile of thank you, greetings, and love that touches the ceiling, and we throw it way up into the sky, and we say, Creator, thank you. And we give you greetings and our love, because you opened the road and made it safe for us to come to this assembly. And so here your people sits. We are the children of the Creator, and we send a big thank you and big love to you, because you gave us a safe journey to be assembled here today. And so Creator, with love, we say thank you, and our mind is agreed. And then the Mohawk says, To. And then the next one, after that, is our Creator at the beginning of the world. He said, I made the earth. And the earth is a woman. And the earth is not just any woman. The earth is a special woman. She is the mother of all the human beings. And she is also the mother of all the animals. And she is the mother of all the birds and all of life in its total. That's why she's unique. She is the Mother Earth of all life. And so our elders told us, our grandmas told us, that our Mother Earth, the one the Creator chose to be our Mother Earth, He made a really perfect selection, because He said He chose the woman that was the most stubborn woman, the most rock-headed woman, even stronger than the diamond. And that's the one He chose to be our Mother the Earth. And our elders told us that our Mother Earth was told to give us birth to all life, and that's what we are. We came from her. And then when we were born from the Mother Earth, He told her that she's going to feed us like a mother takes a newborn and puts it to her breast, and she nourishes and she feeds the baby. And so every food that we ate this morning and yesterday, morning, noon, night, in between snack, it all came from the earth, our mother. And so that's what our elders and our grandma told us. She's got strong mind. Always follows what the Creator told her. Always she helped us to live. And our elder people said sometimes the humans forget about the gifts our Mother Earth gives us. Sometimes we neglect her. And there are some humans that dig her and make big mine under her innards. And it disrupts Mother Earth's body. It's kind of mean. But did you know the way our Mother Earth is? She never gets mad at us, the humans, even no matter what we do to her. Even we forget her, she still forgives us. And our Mother Earth never abandons us and never throws us away ever. And that's the kind of earth the Creator said is going to be your mother. She never threw us away. Since the beginning of time, she has been our mother. And so we who are the children of the Mother Earth, we are great and happy to know this. And so we will gather our minds all together as though we were just one person. And again, we use the old Mohawk word, many layers of thank you. We'll put it in front of us. Many layers of greetings and many layers of kindness and compassion and love. And then you and I, the children of the Mother Earth, will pick this big pile up of thank you, greetings, and love, and we will give it gently to our Mother, the Earth. And we say, Mother Earth, we are your children, and we give you a great thank you today with love, that you never abandoned us, and you never threw us away. We're still here, and you still take care of us, Mother Earth. And now we say thank you with love, and our mind is agreed. And all the people says, To. And then it is also that our Creator made the water that's in the rivers. St. Lawrence, St. Regis River, Ragged River, all the streams and creeks through the mountains and all over the world. And the Creator and Mother Earth, when they made that water, they made it a living entity. And the Creator, when He made that water, He touched that water and He gave it a spirit and a soul, and He put it in that water. And He says to the water in the beginning of the world, you'll come down the mountains and through the valleys, and you, when you pass the Mohawks where they live, or the Ojibways, or the Crees, or the Lakotas, or even the Italians and the Scottish people, you will quench their thirst as you pass their towns and their village, and you will clean their body by them swimming in the rivers and lakes, or simply taking a shower, and their body will be clean and they will have health. And every day you will quench their thirst. And so the waters of the world is always moving because they're living. If they should stop and become stagnant, then it will not be good. But the water is still to be found to quench our thirst since the beginning of time. That's how the Creator, how strong He made it for the people in all life. And so to the waters of the world, you and I, the people, are going to put our minds together today, and we will put it in the front of us. Remember what the old people says, many layers of thank you, many layers of greetings, and many layers of love and kindness. And then you and I will pick up this big pile of thank you, greetings and love, and we throw it to the east, to the north, to the west, and the south, so that every river, every lake, and every water in the whole universe will receive the humans' thank you, greetings, and love, so that today and tomorrow our children's thirst will be quenched, and we will live again another day. And so to the waters of the world, with great love, we say thank you, and our mind is agreed. And the people says, To. And also in the big waters, the Creator put the fish in the waters. Big ones, little ones, medium size. Especially the Akuzashni likes to catch the fish, likes to eat the fish. All the families do. All the people likes that too. And that's the Creator said that's what it will be. I put them there so that you can be nourished. And so they clean the water. Something falls in the water, that fish grabs it right away. Try to keep that water clean so that life will have a fresh water all the time. And so to everything that lives in the big waters of the world, we send our thank you, our greetings, and our love to them today, and our mind is agreed. And the people said, "To." And then what our Creator did too, at the beginning of the world, our Creator planted the food. And He says that the people, Mohawks and Seneca, Onondagas, Creole, Ojibwe, Micmac, Cheyenne, Shoshone, Paiute, they're going to have food. And that's why I plant on the Mother Earth. For the Iroquois people, He said there's going to be 3 of them. They're the big ones. They're the 3 women, 3 sisters. One is the corn and the beans and the squash. They call it the 3 sacred sisters. They will be the leaders of everything that grows in the garden. And all the other things that grow besides them will be their relatives. And they will nourish you. And they will give you the power and the strength so you can live and you can walk the earth. So every summer we wait, everybody, so we can plant the garden, the corn and the beans and squash and all the other food. And then when the winter comes, we got lots of food. We don't have to get hungry. And that's the way the Mother Earth and the Creator made it since the beginning of time. And that law still goes. And so that's why now I'm going to ask all of us here gathered that our minds become one as just one person. And again, as our elder said, many layers of thank you, many layers of greetings and love. And we pile it till it touches the ceiling, and we throw it to all the world, to the gardens of the world. And we say thank you with love to them, because they did, they nourish and they make us live. And so to the gardens of the world we say thank you, and our mind is agreed. And the Mohawk and people says, "To." And then our Creator also made medicine. And He said, I plant the medicine in the mountains. And I plant the medicine in the swamps, in the forest, even in the deserts. I plant the medicine all over the place by the river's edges. Because as the humans walk the earth, sometime they will bump into a cloud that goes low, dark cloud. It's called sickness and disease. And sometime when you do that, it causes discomfort to your body, not peace, discomfort. You become sick. And when that happens to you, He said, that's why I planted medicine in the swamp, in the woods, in the mountain, in the valleys, by the river's edges, so that your people can go pick that medicine, and that medicine will help, and it will remove the sickness and the discomfort that you carry, and your body will be healthy again if you take that medicine. And so that's why we still have some people, men and women, who know those medicines, and still those elders, when we get sick, that's what they do right away, is they gather those different medicine and they make us drink that, and we get better again. That's what my mother did. That's what my grandmother did for me, I remember. And so, to all the medicines that grow, and our grandma said, those medicines never forgot us. They're waiting for us to ask them for help. All you got to do is go to the woods, to the swamp, and ask them when you need their help, and they will heal you. That's all you got to do. They're waiting. It's us that forgot them. So what we will do is we will gather our minds as one. And again, as the old Mohawk says, many layers of thank you, greetings and love. And we send it to all the medicine that grows everywhere. And we say thank you for being there to heal our sick. And so we say thank you to the medicine, and our mind again is agreed, and our mind is one. And the Mohawk says, "To." And then our Creator also, He made trees, the vegetation of trees. And he made many groups of trees, cedar trees and hickory tree and pine tree and all kind of trees. And of all those trees he made, they're called the forest, he chose one of those trees called sugar maple, the wahta, to be the leader or the chief of all the trees. And that's the one, when the snow starts to get melting, you get a little bit warm in the winter, that's the one that the blood is going to run right away in the sugar maple. And then the people will gather that sap, and they'll cook that sap, and they'll make a maple sugar, the most best sweet of all the things in the world. It's the best tasting, came from the maple. That's because they're the leader of the trees. And from the trees comes apples and peaches and plums and all kind of fruits comes from the tree. And from that tree, the hickory especially, comes the different things that they make to help them to live. And from the trees, the nuts of walnut, hickory nut, all kind of nut come from the trees. And in the hot summer day, when we're working in the garden in July, everybody's sweating. You want to take a break, you go under the tree. And in the coolness of the shade of the tree, you find comfort in the hot summer's day. So the trees are all around, and they're always helping us, everything we do. And then when winter time comes, we gather the wood, and when it's cold and the wind is below zero, we kindle a fire in our house. That way our elder people and our children will not freeze. And then when our elders ready to burn tobacco, they get a wood again from the trees, and the smoke is carried by the fire into the universe to give our thanks. And then our grandmother said, but the most important gift of the trees is they make the air that we breathe. Scientists later calls that oxygen. And nobody can live without oxygen, and that's what the trees make. And so you see, when you add it all up, what the trees do, we will never survive without them. And so, as it was instructed by the Creator and the Mother Earth, we will gather our minds as though we were one person, and then we put it many greetings and thank you and love, and we throw it to east, south, north, and west. So every tree will receive our thank you and our kindness and our thoughts of compassion. So they will continue to grow, and they will continue to give us life. And so to the trees of the world, we say thank you with love, and our mind is agreed. And the Mohawk says, To. And then of course, there's another one. It's also what we call the berries, different kind of berries, all kinds of berries at different season. And our uncle said to us that in the springtime, the first berry is going to be coming on is a strawberry, the white flower of the strawberry. And then shortly it will turn into looks like a heart, red, juicy, and sweet strawberry. That's the first of all the berries that'll come. And that's why we call the strawberry the head medicine of the berry world. That's the chief of all the berries. When the strawberry finished, then the raspberry come on, blueberries and gooseberry. Even the snow comes in the fall, and wind is blowing snow going out, you can still pick some of those berries. So the Creator made that plan for the animals and the birds and the humans. All summer, right into winter, we can still pick the berries. The taste is so good, and it's a medicine for us. And so to the strawberry and all the cousin berries of the different varieties who did their job this past season, and pretty soon they'll be waking up again to renew their cycle. So we the humans are grateful. So to show that, we gather our mind, and then in this floor in the front we put thank you, greetings and love, and we pick it up and we throw it to the whole world for all the berries to hear that we say thank you to them, and that we send our feeling of compassion and kindness to them, so that they will reappear, so that our children and all the nation will have a food again. And so it is, we say thank you to them, and our mind is agreed, and all the Mohawk says, To. Then there is yet another one. This one here is called The Creator said, and the Mother Earth said, when I made you human beings, I made you so when you walk the earth, your bottom lip doesn't drag on the ground, and you're sad, and you're angry or you're mad, and you trip over your bottom lip because you're angry or sad. I didn't make you for that to happen. He says, I want you to live as you walk the earth with some happiness too. And so he said, what I'm going to do is I will make the birds. And on the birds' body, I'm going to put feathers of all colors on their body, so it looks nice. And so as you humans are walking the earth, them birds are going to fly where your head is, that level, and you will see the beautiful colors on their feathers, and it will be beautiful. And then he said, I will give the robins a song to sing, and I will give the chickadees a song to sing, and I will give the mourning doves a song to sing. And he did that to all the birds. And then he said, I chose the eagle to be the leader or the chief of all of the birds. And then he talked to the birds, the Creator and Mother Earth, and they said, every day when the night is here, and then the daylight comes in the dawn from the east, all of you birds is going to wake up before the sun shines. Only the dawn is coming and you will wake up. And all you birds by the thousands will face the east, and you will begin to sing all your beautiful songs before the sun comes up to show his face. And when you do this, all the human beings will hear you, and the deers will hear you, and the animals will hear you, the trees will hear you. And when all is heard, your song that you sing, you birds, you will be shaking up their head, so that boredom and lonesomeness will not find a home in their body, but they will hear the joy of the earth and the universe, the song the Creator told them to sing, and then they will find joy. That's your job, he told the birds. And so to this day, our grandmothers and uncles told us at our longhouse that all you got to do. To this day, no matter how much modern technology, they didn't forget. And so they still bring joy. And so to the birds of the world, the song that they sang, and our mind is agreed, and all the human beings said, Toll. And then it is also that up in the sky, our Creator made the four winds, east, south, north, and west. And those wind has a job to do, but the Creator told him to do it, and Mother Earth. When the Mother Earth gets tired of giving birth and feeding all of us, she gets tired just like anybody does after a big day's work. And so the wind of the north and the wind of the east, they see the Mother Earth's tired. So they bring a white blanket of snow and they cover the Mother Earth's body, and then Mother Earth can sleep. So much time she will rest. And then when she has completely rested enough, then the wind from the south and the west, when they see she has rested, they will slowly come and remove the white blanket of snow. And that's just around the corner now. And then all the flowers will bloom. Little baby deers and little baby mohawks and little baby onondagas will be born. And life will go on. And it's been that way since the beginning of time. And that's the four sacred winds that bring the changing of the season, have a sacred job. And so that's why our minds will become one. With one mind, we will send many layers of thank you, greetings, and love to the four winds, that they make us live again as the Creator intended. And so we say thank you to them, and our mind is agreed, and all the humans then said, Toll. And then of course, we have another one. We call them our grandfathers, They are the thunders. And they say, I don't know why they say it, but I never really questioned them. They say that thunder people are little people, and they live in the western sky. And I used to see it, I used to see it. My grandmother and Ira Benedict, I don't know if you remember Ira Benedict. He was the Bear Clan chief for over 60 years. He was condoled. And every time, and I used to be put up for him when he got deaf and everything. They made me sit for him for a long time. And so I used to have to report to him at the meeting, whenever meeting is done. And sometime when I go to report over there, the sky is really black in the west. I remember his little house on Cornwall Island. And I go in there and he jumps up. And Ira was just a little man, he wasn't big. I was not too big either, but I was bigger than him. And he says, listen, Grandfather Thunder's making noise. He says, hurry up. And he goes in his cupboard and goes get his tobacco. He's got a little pipe. And he says, come on. And we stand at the door, his back door. And he puts that tobacco in there. And then he lights it up and he hollers to the thunder. He said, Grandpa Thunder, I'm so happy you didn't forget us, Akwesasne people. You came to bring a new water to put it in our river. You come to bring a water to feed our, quench the thirst of our strawberry and raspberries and everything that grows where we live. Grandpa Thunder, ang kayong walagits ko, he says to them, take the smoke, the sacred smoke that contains our thank you and our love, Grandpa Thunder. And I want to, still to this day, I want to cry when I remember that. That's an elder, a loving elder, showing us how to be grateful for our life. And he's been gone, I don't know how long, but he was a great chief for us. And so to the thunder, we say thank you again, and our mind is agreed, and the people say, Toll. And then to the old brother's son, that means he's our older brother. And our uncle said they put him way up there in the sky because he's our older brother, so he can watch what younger brother and sister are doing here on the earth. That's why he's up there, so he can see. Nobody can get away. The sun shines, find all of us every day. And so he shines the light so the corn will grow and the watermelons will get big and red and sweet. And so everything will grow. Our children will grow. Everything will live. That's what our old brother's son does. He creates miracle every day. And that's why Lakotas and Ojibwe and Cree and Mohawk, they've got Sundance, so that their sun will never stop to be, and life will always be for our children. And so to the old brother's son, your younger brother and sister, today here gathered with one mind, we send it thank you, greetings and love to you, O brother's son, and our mind is agreed. And all the humans said, Toll. And then the next one is second son. This one here is called our Grandma the Moon. And I used to ask my uncle one time, why do we call the moon our grandma? And he went back to the creation and he says, that's the woman that came here from the other place in the sky called Galuhyaki that began the human race on this earth. And she got sent over there to watch everything, what's going on here. And she takes 28 to 30 days o yung tahita, yung hahadoga, every 28 to 30 days. And she finishes 28, 30 days, and she go back 28, 30 days. And she goes to all women, whether it's white woman, black woman, purple woman, pink woman, Mohawk woman, every month. Get ready, ladies. Doesn't matter, my uncle says, are you poor? Doesn't matter. Get ready. And so the woman's body gets ready to find a place where a little born baby can find a bed to begin its journey to live and to be born. And that's what we call it, the moon, our grandma. That's her job, is to make the babies, when they're going to be born, to this earth possible. And so we're all born. Our children is born, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren are born. And so we have many causes and many reasons to put many thank yous and greetings and love, and we throw it to our grandmother, and we say thank you for our birth and the birth of our children. And we say with love, thank you to Grandma Moon, and our mind is agreed. And then our grandmother said, I used to like this one, and our uncle said, where our grandmother is walking in the sky every night, and she likes to dress up in nighttime. But it's not good if you say it in English. It's okay in Mohawk, but when you say in English, it don't sound good. There's the woman of the night. That's why it don't sound good. But that's in English. Huh? No matter how you cut it don't sound good. So our grandmother walking every night. And as she walks, she likes to get dolled up and dressed up. Real dressed up, our grandma. And she puts her diamond rings on every finger. Even her toes and her ankles and her wrists and her neck and her ears. A diamond ring all over everything. And she's all dressed up as she walks at night. And I asked, what's that mean? And they said, Grandma said, that diamonds is the stars where Grandma walks. Boy, that's a pretty image. And that's the way our Grandma and Grandpa believes, and that's the way they told us. How beautiful, you can't get more beautiful. And so even our grandmother said, even in July and August, when it dries up and there's not too much rain, even in the drought time, the stars is the one that puts the morning dewdrops on every grass, every blade of grass, so there will always be life. That's the star, what they do. And if you look at the star, they will tell you 6 months ahead if the summer's going to be dry or wet, or if the summer's here, if the winter's going to be 20 foot of snow, that star will tell you ahead of time. And she said, long ago, we used to always read the star. The older ones used to even know it more than us. Us, we're kind of forgetting. But old days, they could read everything. The Creator never put us here unwarned. Everything is there to warn us. Get ready this, get ready this. It's in the nature, if you know. And that's why we had older people that can forecast, because they knew and they were in tune with the spiritual and the natural world. And so it is to the beautiful stars. No matter all the artists in the world can't make a more beautiful painting than what the Creator did when He put the stars in the nighttime sky. And so if we don't know anything else except their beauty, our grandma said that's a reason enough to be grateful. So with one mind, we send our thank you, our greetings and our love to every star that's in the nighttime sky, and our mind again is agreed to do that. And the people said, Toho. And then finally there is what they call the four sacred beings, the sky dweller beings. And they're the ones that they don't have no body and they don't have no face, but they are been appointed or commissioned by the Creator and the Mother Earth to become the messengers and the protectors of this universe's life. And throughout the years, no matter if it's black, white, or red people, different parts of the world, all been given different language, been given different kind of ceremony, but it's all the same truth. And when we as a people forgot what the Creator told us and the Mother Earth told us, which we do because we're humans, especially if you get over 60 years old, you begin to forget a lot. And as a whole people, we forget as well. And sometime when we forget, then we hurt each other. And then there's war that comes, and there's conflict, and there's turmoil. And so when that happens, which has happened throughout the history, all over the world, nobody is exempt from it. The Creator was watching, the Mother Earth was watching, and He would send one of those four sacred beings to each of the races of the world to restore peace and remind us of the truth of compassion and love, how we're supposed to be in respect of one another. And that's where our clans came from. That's where our great law came from. That's where Agaihuyo came from. That's where all the ceremonies we have came from. That's where all the sacred knowledge came from, is those four sacred beings. And so to our Creator, we say thank you for sending those four sacred beings in our time of need. And for the Iroquois, when you add up all the things that happened to us, actually, if you were to do it by calculation mathematically, we're not supposed to be here when you add up all of the genocidal things that was done to us by the institutions, by the colonial governments. There's not supposed to be a living Mohawk to speak Mohawk anymore. There's not supposed to be a single ceremony going on because they were intent to eradicate that. And so for all the Indians that are still here and humans that are still here, we are the miracle that we have defied all of the colonization. Even though we're scarred and we're from battleground, we're still here, and that is a miracle. And so to our Creator and to those four sacred beings, we say thank you with love that we're still here, we're still surviving. And so we say thank you, and our mind is agreed, and the Mohawk said, Toa. And now back to our Creator. Our Creator said that we will be brothers and sisters. And He gave us everything that we need throughout the history. He did it several times when we forgot. All we got to do is take the dust off all the things He already gave us over the last hundreds and thousands of years. Every human, that's all they got to do, is remove the dust, and we will see a shiny gift of life and how to follow that. And He wants peace. He wants us to be a family. He wants us to have our clans and to follow it. That's what He gave it to us. And so to our Creator, who made a perfect world, let's remove the dust so we can see the great beauty as the sun shines every day. So to our great Creator, the one who made the whole universe in a perfect way, we who are your children today gather, and we pile many thank yous, many greetings, and many love, and we send it high into the universe. And we say, Creator, thank you for this perfect world, and our mind is agreed. And that is the Reader's Digest form of the way our elders would open their meetings, no matter what kind of meeting they had. And when they finished their meeting, they close it with the same thing. And so whatever we do in between is like a bologna sandwich. One bread on top, the meat in the middle, bologna, and the other bread on the other side. So Creator, give us big sandwich to be our special gift of how we do things. And I really want to reiterate that actually you do, all of us, needs to praise each other's, because indeed we are a miracle that we still are here as Native people. And I thank you for your kind attention and allowing me the honor to say some of these words that Ira Benedict used to say, and Alec Gray, Paul David, and all those great leaders used to teach us in the past. In my mind, they're still living as if they were here yesterday.